Hi guys, welcome back to the wood turning section of my YouTube channel. We're continuing with the hints and tips theme today. There's a few more I've thought about. A lot of you may want to write things down whilst you're wood turning. I'm the same, you know, I've got a super bad memory. And I like to write things down so I don't forget them. And I use these. Now you can buy special boards for doing it. But basically what I found is a sheet of white or white paper, or even better thin white card, laminated. Now you can buy laminating machines these days from stationery stores and places like that for next to nothing. Literally 10 or 12 pound will get you one. And they have these plastic sleeves. You bob your paper in, or your cardboard, into one of these sleeves, and then you pass it through, and when it comes out the other side it's slightly warm. You leave it a couple of minutes to dry, and then you can pin them up on your wall, and you've got a nice white surface for writing on. Now I used to use what we over here call China graph pens, or grease or wax pens. I think you in the States would know them as grease pens. China graph or grease pens to write on them. But now I started using these dry erase markers. These are great, write on really easy, and you just get a rag or something and just wipe them off. It comes clean off. And yeah, I've got a couple of them in my shed. I've got one there directly in front of my face, and also I've got one here. As you can see, it says mop up thread lock before start lathe. That, believe it or not, is from when I first got my 3520. I like to put thread lock on the, you know, the grub screws that hold the pulleys on, so the pulleys don't come loose. I like to make sure that they've got thread lock on them. Leave it overnight, and then if there's any excess, like the sign says, mop up thread lock, I like to just mop up any excess with a bit of paper towel before I start the machine up, so it doesn't splatter everywhere inside. But yeah, they work great. Laminated paper, or even better, thin white card, makes a really easy and cheap way of doing things. As I say, you can buy the proper boards for doing it, but they're quite expensive. I did look at some, and they were about £15 when I looked at them, which was quite expensive. Right, moving on. How do you get your chuck on and off? Seems a strange question. I would bet that probably 50 or 60% of you use your chuck key, don't you? Okay? I'll bet you do. When you're talking to your other wood turning buddies, I bet you say you don't, but I bet you do. I used to. I used to use it for about 6 months. But then I discovered this tool. Here we go. It's called a bower. They do a smaller one called a baby bower as well, but the one that's of most use to wood turners is this one. And basically this is going to be difficult as well. Bear in mind, just bear with me guys. put it round your chuck like so. You apply your chuck lock, you know, you spin the lock, and you bear down on this part. These serrated teeth will then bear down on this. Those serrated teeth will then bear down on the rubber strap and stop that from slipping. And you can exert great pressure, more than enough pressure to release that chuck. Even the really stubborn one will come off. And because it's rubber, you ain't going to end up with scratches and whatnot on your chuck. You ain't going to damage the end of the jawways or anything. They really are a brilliant idea, and they're not expensive either. They're probably, I think this one was about £14. They've probably come down a heck of a lot more since then. You can usually, if you can't find them at wood turning places, or woodworking places I should say, usually at car auto places, you know, where you would go to get your spare parts. There's quite a few. Come, what are you going to have to focus for? There we go. There's quite a few of car auto places, auto repair places, you know, that sell car parts and whatnot. They tend to sell them now as well. A lot of people are using them to get off oil filters and such things. But they work really well, and you're not risking knackering your chuck by using your chuck key as a lever. It wasn't designed as a lever, so don't use it. You know, you paid a heck of a lot of money for a nice chuck, a good chuck, and then you go and start doing that with the chuck key. Don't do it. It's, you know, it wasn't designed to do that at all. So you're just going to end up knackering your chuck key, and if you're really unlucky, your chuck. So invest yourself in one of these. You can get steel, a steel, for lack of better words, a steel chuck getter offer that fits in the hole where the chuck key goes. But again, it's steel, so it's going to mark up your chuck. It's going to end up wearing where it goes in. It's going to wear that after a while. Whereas this thing, it ain't going to wear nothing because it's made out of plastic and rubber. This one's approximately 10-year-old. It still works as good now as it did when I first got it. And 10 years out of something that cost £14, you know, it's good value. But yeah, get yourself one of those guys. It makes a lot more sense than using your chuck key. Right, I think we've just about exhausted today's hints and tips. I can't seem to think of any more, but if I do, guys, I'll carry on making the videos. If you guys have got any hints and tips, please leave them in the comments section. That's what the comments section's there for. You guys can probably teach me a thing or two regarding wood turning. Don't be afraid. And if you have enjoyed the videos, if they have been any help or you've enjoyed them, please click on the thumbs up icon, and maybe if you'd like to keep up to date with the videos as I release them, maybe you'd like to join and subscribe. That would be great. We're all wood turners together. We all enjoy learning, or at least I do anyway. I'm always open to learning new stuff, especially from other people. You know, it's some of the old time wood turners, some of the stuff that they've got up in their heads, you know, it's a gold mine. Right, I'll catch you later, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care in those workshops. Catch you later. Bye bye now.